Let's talk about the Rainbow Scare, okay? Now, the Rainbow Scare is similar to the Lavender Scare, okay? Lavender Scare was happened during the 50s and the 60s, period of time in which homosexuals, gays, lesbians, they could barely be seen in the same place at the same time together, okay? There were several laws enacted across the country that made the existence of gays, lesbians, transgender, drag queens, made it illegal for them to exist, okay? And if you want to hear more about the Lavender Scare, please visit my podcast, Almost Random. Now let's forward to 2022, okay? We have protests over kid-friendly drag brunches and drag story time. We've got 31 white nationalists who were arrested for trying to riot at Idaho's Pride Festival. In Massachusetts, a school was revoked of its Catholic status when it flew the Pride Parade. And there have been over 240 anti-trans bills either enacted or on their way to be enacted. Okay? Now, to quote a lot of news articles, America is facing a rainbow scare. Okay? And before we continue, I want to remind y'all that I said that this would happen. Okay? While y'all were sitting there doing nothing defending our trans brothers and sisters, I said that y'all were next. I said that y'all were next, but you didn't want to listen to me, did you? Did you? Sorry. Now that I've gotten that out of my system, let's continue. Now, hard-right Republicans and militant groups portray LGBTQ people as groomers targeting children along with other baseless smears, okay? Which reminds me of the 50s and 60s when they said that gay men were pedophiles who were recruiting normal children, okay? And we've got right-wing politicians and preachers who have openly called for the killing of LGBTQ people, okay? On a conservative talk show, Mark Burns, a number 45 congressional candidate from South Carolina, said he called LGBT transgender grooming a national security threat and proposed using treason laws as the basis for executing parents and teachers who advocate for LGBTQ rights. Let me repeat. He called the LGBTQIA plus individuals groomers. He called it grooming. And he said it was a national security threat. And he proposed using treason laws to execute parents and teachers who advocate for equal rights for LGBTQIA plus people. And he is a candidate in South Carolina. Last Sunday, about 2 Sundays after the kid-friendly drag brunch, a pastor railed against Pride Month and said that LGBTQ people should be lined up against the wall and shot in the back of the head. This literally comes from an op-ed called "Americans Are Facing a Rainbow Scare, and It May Get Worse Before It Gets Better" by Allison Hope. Allison starts the op-ed with the following. As Pride celebrations take place around the world this month, making more than 50 years of LGBTQ plus visibility, extreme right groups in localities nationwide have been acting like it's pre-Stonewall, and they're targeting our children. Now, if you don't know anything about the Stonewall riots, please go to my podcast where I explain it in almost detail. And I want you to understand that slowly but surely, the rights of anybody who is not white, straight, Christian, and male are very quickly disappearing.